Great morning, ATL and the whole wide world. It's your man Jason Carey, Steph Tiller, morning coffee, Swig. What's going on, ETLS 100? What's up, Steph?
Great morning. How you doing,
Great
Jay
morning. Fantastic scrum today. I'm just
Oh, that's one I
magnificent.
haven't heard in a while.
All of those things. You already know. Still on the road, still live from New York. Uh,
Oh, wow.
Live from New York. I'll be making my way back that way soon. You know what day it is, though. It's Money Making Monday. You know what it is, Steph. Get $6,
Cha-ching.
get to the bag, get
Cha-ching.
some change. You know what it is.
Money
Uh,
making Mondays. Yo, you
trying
in
to
New
tell you,
York
I said,
right
how was your
now.
weekend?
And I'm
Say
going to tell
again?
you this. When I think of New York, I think of money. Like, I think of money being made when I think of New York.
Do you now?
Oh, it attracted me when since a young girl. It attracted me to New York. Like if you'd have asked me when I was younger, I was sassy. So I'm gonna move to New York, and I'm gonna live in New York for the rest of my life. Like I had it all down packed. For some reason, I've always associated New York people's mentality and their mindset with mine, and with what I wanted. The people around me to be like, and then with money, because they was always about getting some money. That's
Look,
all it was about.
associate New York with spending money. There's a whole, it's, when you
Yeah,
ask somebody about how much they pay their rent and all that stuff for how much they get for their money, they just spend a whole lot of money.
yeah. That was the
So,
reason I ended up in Atlanta,
it's like,
and
yeah,
something
it
real
sounded
nice
good.
and spacious for the same buck that I was willing to
Yeah,
spend there.
for bread closet, or for broom closet. I mean, ain't no such thing as a bread closet, but bread box closet.
Yeah,
I put it
boy,
together and
bread
call it a bread
closet.
closet.
Yeah, it's the same. It ain't no bigger than a loaf, no
Oh,
way.
real, real talk, man. So it's been Atlanta Cigar Weekend. It was an experience. Everybody has really enjoyed themselves. Got a chance to get fly, get hyped, really enjoy and put it down for New York Cigar Weekend. And it's gonna only get bigger, I believe. It's gonna only get bigger. So shout out to the whole team. Yesterday we closed it out with the the closing, the grand closing with John Stark. He was through there, former New York Knick. He now has Legend Cigars, so he was there, and it rained on us a
Oh
bit.
snap.
It rained on us a bit though. It's been great weather, but it rained a little bit yesterday. So
Okay, okay.
good
Y'all up
weekend.
there kicking it.
Uh, I don't know if y'all been following the Instagram or following the social
I know
media.
I'll be on
We
there following. I mean, I'll be on there getting a daily dose of J Boy and the crew today because I was out of commission. I was out of commission this weekend. Um,
were
I
you?
did some traveling. Yes, I did. I did another hike. And this one was crazy. I was hiking through water and bushes, and this one was like super crazy. But I followed us. Someone posted something on Facebook and was like, "Fall Creek Falls is amazing." And I'm looking at the waterfall, and I'm like, "This is not Fall Creek Fall." However, it's still pretty dope. So, me being me, I looked through the comments, and they was like, "Dude, this is Rock Island, but this isn't Fall Creek. This is Rock Island." I was like, I knew that because I was like, this ain't Fall Creek. I just left Fall Creek. So anyway, it was so beautiful. I had to go and check it out. I went and checked it out. We went hiking. When I'm chasing waterfalls, I never know what I'm gonna get. The season changed, so the way it looks on there during that time was amazing. It was beautiful. Yeah. So when I got there, I had to see the beauty from within. I'll say
Mm.
that. Yeah. It was
Mm.
more
Okay.
like I had to realize like this is not the season for that. Normally the bushes and the trees are just kind of pushed back a little bit, and then you could see the waterfall in its entirety. With the overgrowth during this season, you got like trees and bushes that have grown in certain areas where you can't see the full waterfall. You will see like a piece over here, and then you keep hiking, and you got a piece over here. You can see it behind the trees, but I'm just saying like voila, as a whole. So, but it was so nice to see. It's so nice to be up there. Like just listen to the waterfall. I listened to that to go to sleep. So for me, I could have stayed up there forever. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So that was really dope. That was dope. That was my
Well,
weekend.
hey man, sounds like a fantastic weekend all around. Let's get into what it is. We gotta get into it, man. It's time to get into our Swig of news. What you got for me? Because it's a bunch of news going on, sports,
I was gonna
everything.
say so
Everything.
much news
What you
going
got?
on. I don't even know where to start. First of all, the NBA Finals 2020. They are among us. Lakers versus the Heat.
Let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go.
Yeah, I'm with the Lakers on this one. I'm sorry, I'm with the Lakers on this. Guys, the Heat, they haven't been in the playoffs. I mean, in the finals since in the last 5-6 years, 6 years. So it's been a long
2014.
time coming for them, right? And it's 20 now,
2014.
so
Shout out
it's
to
6 years.
shout out to Jimmy Butler. I'm a big fan of Jimmy Butler. He like been a hired gun wherever he goes. He impacts the team heavy, and that is they took on Jimmy Butler's grit and got through this playoff. So shout out to them. They ain't gonna be no slouch, man. They shoot that three
Nice.
really good.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you now, it ain't. Yeah. I'm waiting to see this one. I really thought the Lakers was gonna like come up and shake things up a little bit. I guess not. He took it over, so the Lakers will be going against the Heat in the finals. The first game is Wednesday, this Wednesday. So we can. I can't wait for that. Now I watch that as far as NBA goes, but as far as football goes, guess what? Atlanta Falcons, child, they just can't
Again.
get right again. It seems like they don't want the lead. It's like, you know what, the lead too much for us here. We're just gonna give it away. They do it every single time. Atlanta Falcons got upset by the Bears, 30-26. The Saints versus the Green Bay versus Green Bay. Let me tell y'all, they was throwing hands. Green Bay and the Saints was throwing hands. I personally, I like both. I like both teams. I can't even do it. But Russell Williams had an amazing game against the Cowboys. They beat the socks off the Cowboys. Uh,
Who did?
they
The
were
Seahawks?
Russell Wilson. Look, Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Russell Wilson and the Seahawks for those.
Word up, word up.
But I think they may go all the way.
They are one of the Super Bowl favorites, so we shall see.
Yeah.
It's hard to see right now. It's hard to tell. I don't know. It's hard to tell right now. It's hard to tell. Two games
Everybody
in.
throwing hands.
I mean, 3 games in. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
All right.
But Cam Newton got a win yesterday too.
Cam. See, now I
Yep,
was liking
Cam got
him
the
for
win
a long
yesterday.
time. Okay. All right. Shout
Yeah.
out to Cam.
Cam,
All right. Moving forward to the coronavirus case. So the coronavirus cases are still going up. 33 states are reporting that their cases have increased. Now, Atlanta Falcons, they just received their first case in the NFL, and I think he's going to sit out. As AJ, he's going to sit out, and he's right now being quarantined, of course. But in 33 states, they are reporting that their coronavirus cases is going up. Let me tell you how Florida trying it. Florida's cases have led the pack since this whole pandemic started. And this weekend, they decided the governor decided, I'm going to lift the restriction, and everybody gets to hover and gather as much as they please, how they want to, no face masks, no nothing. and the residents actually took heed to it. They went out. They was at the bars. They was bunched up. No face masks, no nothing. Their cases was already past 1,000 a day, as far as that goes. But the death total right now in they're at in the state alone, they're at 700,000. And that's just their cases. They're almost at 1 million cases, and the governor decides to lift the restrictions. I'm confused as to how that's working with Florida, but Florida is all about some money. You can't tell me it's not about some money. They don't care nothing about the residents. You couldn't care nothing about the tourists. You don't care nothing about the citizens. Maybe, I know it ain't your job. It's the president's job to care about us, but God, dog, like, I don't think he should have opened up, the state just as of yet. Because I do know the state of Tennessee, and this is still under like phase 2. Most places have decided, certain things, but not like at capacity, or you still have to wear your face mask. Florida decided they're not doing it. New York, their students is finally going to school this week after putting it off about 2 to 3 times. Like, they kept putting it off. We can't send the kids to school this way. And now you have a lot of parents and teachers like making their own homemade videos like, this is not good. We cannot send these kids back to school in these conditions. I'm afraid for New York again. All over again. New York is back in the news about going back to school, about the cases going up, and the cases are just like, I just don't understand how New York is at that point of still contracting cases. And a lot of people, reporters are saying that it's from the Memorial Day weekend, which is possible because during that time cases spiked all over. I'm not sure if people thought that there was a day that they wasn't going to get Labor Day. I'm not sure if people thought that they wasn't going to get it, but hey, it's been increasing since then in New York, and it hasn't stopped.
Well, I'm in New York, so what I can see with my own eyes is that they're handling it different than a lot of places too, because like people got on masks basically outside. Like, it's like almost a mandate. You can't go in nobody's store. They be like, hey, you got dip. And the native New Yorkers be looking at you crazy. Can't go in the restaurant. Restaurants is shut down. You know how in the A you can go back in the restaurant, stuff like that. Yeah. Ain't no sitting in no restaurant. So sidewalk cafes have taken over. The other cool thing though is that a lot of places have extended to dining on the sidewalk, and they're talking about maybe allowing them to do that permanent. So now people got a chance to extend their real estate for free. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's basically, you got a chance to extend your real estate for free. Nice. That's the positive that comes from it. But right now, they're on the sidewalk, in the street, right in front of the restaurant, and they be packed. It be lines, crazy.
I think that's dope because outside eating, I've always liked outside eating. I think outside eating, like, it gives the eating a different feel, a different atmosphere. It takes away the normal, regular restaurant feel of it. You know what I'm saying? Of just going out and having something to eat. I like being outside. I'm an outside person. Let's just call it spade.
We'll see how long this lasts, Steph. When it get brick. When it get, as New Yorkers say, when it get brick, it get cold outside. It's over with, because it's been unseasonably warm like this week. Because last week they said it was in the 30s at night. So we got a beautiful week. So we shall see what they're gonna do when they change the weather.
Right. Okay. You're right about that. Now, speaking of that part, because ain't nobody gonna want to eat outside. It's cute, but it ain't. No, it don't feel quite good. You can't be cute sitting out there freezing to death with a little piece of snot hanging out your nose. Nah, that ain't gonna work. But hey, it is what it is. Moving right along. Oh, to that also, before we get away from coronavirus, the grocery stores are preparing for a second phase during this pandemic. And this time, what they're doing is they're gathering up on more cleaning supplies. They're gathering up on more stock type items so that you can bulk for your home. We don't know what's going on with everything that's going on with this campaign and everything that's going on in just the whole politics world right now. We don't know what's going on, but what I do know is that whatever the stores are doing is what I may follow. If they're saying stock up on more perishable items and things like that, like, it's probably time to do so, because either they're going to shut this place down before he leaves office, or I don't know. I just don't know, and I don't want to be caught out there in the not know. I don't want to be amongst the people that don't know. So I'll keep bringing you guys the information on that. I'm not sure 100% what's going on, but I know the grocery stores are gearing all over for a second round in this pandemic. Joe Montana, legendary Joe Montana, he had to stop a woman, 39-year-old woman that had broken into his home and tried to steal his grandchild. Picked the baby up, got the baby in her arms and everything. He and his wife both were able to get the baby away from the kidnapper, and she left or whatever, and then Joe flagged down one of the sheriffs that was near the area and explained to him what happened. Like, she was trying to, what's up?
Did you say Joe? What's his name? Is Montana?
Joe Montana.
That's a Montana. Tony Montana.
I know.
Joe Montana. The legendary Joe Montana, the quarterback. Somebody's trying to steal his grandchildren. It just sounds crazy to Joe Montana.
I can tell you that, because Tony would have, yeah. But Joe, on the other hand, Joe just helped. Joe did stop it. He stopped it, because had he not been there, the wife probably wouldn't have been able to do it by herself. I don't take anything away from her, because she was the one that actually pried the baby out of, the kidnapper's arms. And this is my thing, though. Like, what were you trying to do? Were you trying to get the baby to hold it for ransom? Were you trying to get the baby to sell it? Like, are you mentally unstable to where you ain't that mentally unstable where you see these houses that you knew you weren't brought up in, or that you ain't never been in before? Because at this point, you got to use a certain kind of mind frame and mindset and skill to be able to get into some of these homes. I wouldn't even be able to get in some of them, and I done probably been in one or two or three. So I know doggone well she ain't that crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point, it's like, we can't just keep giving mental health.
Oh, she crazy.
Pass. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She crazy. She thought she was gonna run in that man's house to take his grandchild. Take anything.
What were you trying to do with it? Were you trying to sell the baby? What was happening? I just don't know. I always got questions.
That's what I'm saying. Whether you're trying to sell it, whether you was trying to hold it for ransom, I ain't sure. But what if he'd beat her down to the ground? You know what I'm saying? Like, because at some point, it's like, you have to administer the teachings of the childlike mind frame. And when you do immature things, I think it should result into you having other people having to go back to that kind of those teachings to remind you that you can still be whooped down to the ground.
Not down to the ground.
Yeah, I don't have a better way of saying any of this, so I'm gonna let it go. But there's so much news to talk about, y'all. Trump and Biden, they going at each other's neck. Mariah Carey, she has some things she wanted to talk about, and something she wants to talk about. Of course, she was only going to talk about it with one other person. Guys, I got a lot of news, and we have to talk about the protesters and what's going on with the protesters and what's going on with the White House all over. Because it's one thing that's going on with Biden. It's another thing that's going on with the event tomorrow. There's another thing that's going on with mental health in his camp, just like we're talking about. And there's a lot going on. I bring it all back to you during the top swigs. So keep it locked right here on the Morning Coffee Swig.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready? I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this, so I had to grind like that, to shine like this. In a matter of time I spent on some locked up in the back of the paddy wagon, cuffs locked on wrist. See my dreams unfold, nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. If you want it, you gotta see it with a clear eye view. Got shorty, she tryna bless me like I said I chew, like a sneeze. Please for them trick and squeeze, I'm getting cream. Never let them get in between of what we started. Look, but I'm lying hearted. They love me when I was stuck and they hated when I departed. I go and get it regardless. Draw it like I'm an artist, no crawling. Went straight to walking with foreigns in my garages or foreign menage. Sucking and swallowing anything for $1. They tell me get him, I got him. I did it without an album. I did it with Mariah. Lil' I'm on fire. Icy as a hockey ring, Philly flyer. When I bought the Rolls Royce, they thought it was lease. Then I bought that new Ferrari, hey to rest in peace. Hey to rest in peace to the parking lot. Phantom so big, can't even fit in the parking spot. You ain't talking about my then what you talking about? Gangsters moving silent, and I don't talk a lot. I don't say a word. Was on my grind and now I got what I deserve. Hold up, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished. When I bought the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was rented. Flexing on these, I'm like Papa on the spinach. Double M, yeah, that's my team. Rose, the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type can the men cast and grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new, she'll ride like my ghost. I'm riding around my city with my hands on my toes. Cause these want me dead, and I gotta make it back home. Cause my mama need that bill money, my son needs some milk. These try to take my life, they around, get killed. You around, get smoked. Cause these Philly I pull with me, don't around, no joke. No, all I know is murder. When it come to me, I got young that's rolling, I got throwing bees. I done did the DOA, I done did the KODs. Every time I'm in that bitch, I get to throwing 30 G's. But now I'm hanging out that drop head, I'm riding down no collar. They let me earn back home, that young be wildin'. We young, we mobbing, like Batman or with Robin. This two-door Maybach with my seat on reclining. I'm like, real what up? Real what up? If you ain't about that murder game, then shut up. If you dip me in your rats, I get your pussy stuck up. When you touch down in my hood, no, that tour life ain't good. Kept me down in MIA. At that heat game on wood. With that Puma life on my feet. Like that little engine I could. Boy, I slide down in your block. Back on 12 o'clock. And they be throwing deuces on the same they watch. And I'm the king of my city, cause I'm still calling them shots. And these lanes talking that bull, the same, that flop. I'm the same from Birch Street with them that braids that lock. The same that came up and I had to wait for my spot. And he waiting on me, waiting on me. Still on that hood, my Rolls Royce on E, they gon' remember me. I say remember me. So much money, your friends turn to your enemy. And when this beef, I turn my enemies to memories. We them they go for 40, ain't no 10 the key. Hold up, broke, turn rich. Love the game like Mitch. And if I leave you, they ain't done pretty home. Gon' still my. It was something about that rollie when it first touched my wrist. Had me feeling like that dope boy when he first touched that. I'm gone. Woo!
Hey, this that Eastside Johnny Big Redemption like. Know what I'm talking about? Hold up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Yeah. Get out the way, get the up out my way, yeah. Yeah. You either with me or against me though. You either with me or win. Win, 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 win. Yeah. Curve everything else. Win, 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 win. These ops ain't lit. Mommy. Win, 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 win. Start chasing that chip. Win, 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 win. Yeah. Big J Rocco on 10, 10, 10, 10. Exit at 4. Bring friends. Black, black, two dope. Jump in. You might wanna keep score. I win, 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 win. Forearm tattoos. That's squad. All of them gon' shoot. Don't try. I walk in room. They eyes wide. Third album come soon. I'm glad y'all gon' die. I ain't chasing after no. I got bigger plans than staying rich. I been tapped in since I was 6. I tap dance all on a brick. And your diamonds like tap water. That drip way too foggy. These VVS is way awesome. Park CLS for baby mama. Drop to your death without warning. Get out the way. like drought side. I got the bow side and that loud side. And if you act bad, I bring the cow side. Go and get your money, bitch. None of my hitters on some funny shh. I can tell real by who you're running with. I'm all in the field, duck hunch. Hit my plug just to re-up, and he was like, boop. Here. Migo knew just what it was, flipped the whole dub and gave it back, boop. Yeah. 911, no mileage, baby. 9-ball with no violence, baby. My trigger finger got callous, baby. My bare knuckles got talent, baby. I'm all in the wind with it. On deuce line, I've been with it. She too fine, I've been hit it. Crashed 2 times, I limo tinted my new ride. I'm riding with the toaster. 12 better not pull me over. Championship going dumb. Nothing to something I won. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, yeah. Get out the way, get the up out my way, yeah. You either with me or against me, though. You either with me or win, 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 win. Curve everything else. Win, 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 win. These ops ain't lit. Win, 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 win. Start chasing that chip. Win, 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 win.
Win, win, win. All we do is win. Win, 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 win. Yo. 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 Hey, man. Welcome back. Morning Coffee Swig. Steph Tiller. Jason Carey. That's that J-Rock Win, Win, Win. That record, I knew it was a hit when I heard it the first time I heard it. Love that record still to this very second. It's perfect for Money Making Monday. See, I've been actually listening to the Redemption album real heavy the last, going on 2 weeks now. Like that, like I rediscovered the album. Like the first time I listened, when it first came out, it was crazy. It had its run. A lot of music came out, but I'm back on it. Back on it. That's one of the artists I'm back on. The art in that album is one of the albums I'm back on. Heavy. So shout out to J-Rock.
I got back
anyway,
into J-Rock yesterday. I just want to throw that out there.
Word up. Okay.
I've been in Kendrick Lamar for 2 weeks.
Word up. So back on that J-Rock. I love it. Anyway, we talk for a living, we speak for a living, and I like to give you guys a word of the day. So since I like to do that, let's get into it. Old Wordsmith J-Boy. Today's word is perfect. It's a verb. And the word is abstain. Abstain. A-B-S-T-A-I-N. Abstain. Or abstain. Spelled abstain, but we say abstain. To choose not to do or have something. To refrain deliberately and often with an effort of self-denial from an action or practice. Sometimes you got to abstain. Some of y'all need to abstain from spending money. Abstain from talking to that crazy person. Abstain from all the evils that bring you down. But listen, this is the second definition, is to choose not to vote. I'm not 100% sure that I have heard it used that way. Specifically about voting, that's very specific. So abstain to vote, because you can say abstain. So it's an oxymoron, or not oxymoron, it's a you're saying it twice basically if you say abstain to vote, because abstain already means choose not to vote. So anyway, there you go. Y'all got something y'all can use for yourself. If you abstain, you're consciously and usually with effort choosing to hold back from doing something that you would like to do. One may abstain from a vice, for example, or in parliamentary procedure, one might abstain from placing a vote. So it's no surprise that abstain traces back through the Middle English, and Anglo-French to the Latin abstenere, which combines the prefix ab from away or off and tenere, a Latin verb meaning to hold. That's it. That's where it comes from. Let's use it in a sentence. For more than 150 days a year, Ethiopian Orthodox Christians abstain from animal products in accordance with religious fasting. The school board Monday voted 5-1, with one abstaining, to approve guidelines for moving classes online that are less restrictive than those established by the state. Here in New York, they're talking about abstaining to send their children to school, I guess. They're withholding. All that says withholding something you would like to do, so maybe that's not the right way to use that word. So anyway, I'm saying that's the word we want to motivate you guys to use these words in your everyday language. Speaking of motivation, speaking of motivation, let's get motivated, Steph.
Good morning, family and friends. I know many of you are looking for that morning motivational starter pack to get you up, prepared, and ready to take on this day. Well, as I tell you guys each and every day, there's a hero that lives inside of you. Someone who's special, someone who wants you to do something great with your life, someone who wants you to do creative work, someone who wants you to be the change in the world that you wish to see today, and that you can never be too distracted that you forget who you truly are, because the only person that's stopping you from living your best and most greatest life is who? You.
Because the only person that's stopping you from living your best and most greatest life is who? You. Absolutely you. All you. Everything that you could possibly think of that has something to do with self-improvement and self-motivation, self-preservation is yours. It's all about you. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to talk about this morning, is the process, and how the process is your way of improving yourself continuously. Continuous improvement. And the continuous improvement is not you becoming perfect or trying to be perfect. Now, if that's your goal and that's what motivates you, by no means am I saying don't let the word perfect or the perfect lifestyle deter you from what I'm saying. All I'm saying is nothing is going to be perfect, but it's just like it. Improving yourself is the elevator towards better and towards greatness. It's striving to be something completely different. I see a lot of times where many people are trying to skip the process because the process gets hard, the journey gets rough, the boat starts to rock. Nobody's falling off the boat, but it's just rocky. And sometimes when it gets rocky like that, you don't know which way to look or how to feel about things, because everything could possibly be coming so fast. Things just happening so fast. When that happens, you may need to take some self-reflection time. You may need to take a step back and say, all right, let me get to myself. Let me cancel out the distractions. Let me, for a change, focus solely upon me and what it is that I'm doing, because I'm obviously overwhelmed. If the journey is that rocky to where you're feeling like you want to give up, or you want to skip that forward and go on to the next, that's not where the character's built. That's not where anything great is built. If you're going through something and you're growing through it and you're praying your way through it and you continuously work on it and strive towards getting better, when that is all over, you say, I did that. I can look right back at it and say, I did that. I came out swinging. I was fighting the whole time. What's next? That's my whole thing. That's what keeps me going, is to know that I may be going through a rough patch, and then I'm fighting, instead of me thinking automatically, you know what, I think I just want to give up. I be thinking about, I just can't wait till this fight is over so I can look back and see how far I've come, what I came through, what helps me to continue to push through this. And I always say, like, okay, if I got through that, what's next? I got this. This thing we call life, I got this. Good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. I'm going to make the best out of it. I'm going to make the best out of having nothing. I'm going to make the best out of being in the not so good space. I'm going to make the best out of having no space at all. That little space is going to be turned messing with me. So I want you guys to understand that, because the biggest room for improvement, the biggest room in the world is the room that we have for improvement. And you will continue to have to improve yourself over and over and over. And you will be uncomfortable in doing so. And that should be fine. That is something that you're going to always have to do. Changes will be made. During improvement, during the process, changes will be made. And, I hear a lot of people say, I hate change. I like to, keep things the way that they are. Well, then that means you want to stop growing. Because there's no change there's no growth without change. So, don't never get it twisted to think that you do all that work to stay the same. Even if somebody told you that you changed, yeah. Stop saying no. Say yeah. Because you can't play with me like that. You can't say, Steph, you done changed since, whatever. I'm going to say, yeah, you're right. I didn't do all that working hard to stay the same. And you can't make me feel like I've changed for the worse. And I know I came from the worst. Who you know me as is very surface. Who I know me as is internal. I know me inside out, through and through. You can't tell me about me. And don't let nobody tell you about you. Your purpose, your focus, your vision, your goals, your dreams, you know, what it is that you're going through, whether it's a silent battle or not. Everybody have their silent battles. People don't know what you're going through. And that's another thing. They will speculate, but they don't know really what you're going through. And that's okay for them not to know what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? That speculation, ain't nobody, we're not clearing it up. This is 2020. Donald Trump ain't even clearing anything up. And no rumors, no nothing. He just asked the question after he was asked the question. Deflection. So no, we're abstaining from any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody make us feel no kind of way about us. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna stick to the script. The script is about improvement, so we're gonna stay right there. It's nothing to prove, you know, to anybody else, but it's everything to improve. We are improving ourselves. We're continuously trying to improve ourselves. We want to think upstream. We want to make sure that process is continuing to flow. No matter what part of the process you are in, you have to understand that there is a process. Like, understand the process. The process may be going downhill. Unless you just spiraling out of control on your way to destruction, child, that downhill could be stopped. And it will be. You just have to continue to work at it. Everybody goes through it. Again, we all have silent battles that we fight. We fight silent battles for a reason. That is our maximum. Like, that's when we challenge ourselves. You know, that's when you're challenged. You're challenged at yours, and I'm challenged at mine. We challenged on two different ends of the spectrum. But improvement is basically, you know, doing something that you've never done before in order to get a result that you've never had. That is your morning motivation starter pack from your girl Steph this morning. Continue to improve your life. That there is nothing wrong with improving your life. There's nothing wrong with going through your process, growing through your process, praying your way through your process. You cannot become what you think others want you to see. You can become who you want to be. That's the only thing you're working towards. That's the only thing you need to be thinking about working towards. And that's your morning motivation starter pack from your girl Steph this morning.
To all my dreamers that still believe in dream the way that I believe in dreams, continue to chase your dreams and chase your dreams until you get tired. And when you get tired of chasing your dreams, you chase them some more, and some more. And if you're scared to do it anyway.
Let's go. Yeah.
It's time for ATL weather and other random.
Yeah. You know what it is, man. This is what I'm talking about. It's Money Making Monday. Great morning, ATL, and a happy freaking Friday. I said freaking Friday. Money Making Monday. What am I talking about? It's still on my mind. Is it still on my mind? You gotta get your mind right there, boy. Gotta get your mind right. It was currently 70 degrees and mostly sunny. Like, we're bringing the warm back a bit with that temperature. We're bringing it warm back a little bit, 70 something degrees this early. So not so fast fall fashion. Not so fast. I know you all excited and y'all want to get into it, but chill out. Just wait. So put them thick neck sweaters away. All y'all got your school clothes out. You laid it out on the bed. Chill out. It's gonna be a high of 80 degrees today. 80 degrees. So if you got the thick neck sweaters on, your whole middle of your chest gonna be sweating. So don't do it today. So stay cool, ATL. Stay cool. Now, in honor of Money Making Monday, our random city weather report comes from Prosperity, South Carolina, y'all. Prosperity, South Carolina. I like to hear that. Prosperity, South Carolina. Yeah, those that are in South Carolina need to be in the word of prosperity. Let me say it right, prosperity. But where I'm from, it's prosperity. Currently 68 degrees. And I owe you one. As the temperature increases through the morning, it's gonna warm up slightly. We're gonna hit us a high today of about 77 degrees. but it looks like you'll get a little bit of rain today. Look like you're gonna get a little bit of rain on it. So it's overcast right now. So expect rain for the next 2 days and prosperity. So maybe your crops will prosper, but it's gonna be a little wet. So stay wet, prosperity, stay wet. And that is your ATL and Random City Weather Report. A segment brought to you and created by the Morning Coffee Swig. So if you hear anywhere else, best believe they copied that. They copied that. You already know. Steph, I like you said something in your morning motivation. You said the biggest room in the world is the room we have for improvement. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Some of y'all need to put that on a wall. Somebody need to put that on a t-shirt, on a coffee mug, something. The biggest room in the world is the room we have for improvement. Those of you that's
coming
scared,
tomorrow.
those of y'all that's scared of getting bigger and getting better, improving, you just need to get unscared. Bottom line, you need to get unscared. I'm coming from the man.
I used to be scared. I used to be afraid.
About getting better?
That's why I'm a late bloomer because I was scared of what was coming. I knew I was special from when I was young, and I'm pretty sure people can relate to this because this ain't on me being cocky. But I knew I was special early on, but nobody around me was doing the things that were in my thoughts. So I kept thinking if I do better than them, they're going to hate me. Like I'm not going to be on the same mindset as them. They're not going to treat me the same, and I don't know how to be that. And I had anxiety that I was giving myself. I was talking myself out of it for years. And guess what? As I'm talking myself out of it, nobody was talking me in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would have been different if my thoughts was telling me something, but somebody else was telling me different. It didn't happen until I had already believed that I couldn't. And then people started to pour into me like, hey, what are you doing? What you thinking? Because what you ain't thinking if you're not doing this and this and this. Like, what are you doing? Because right now I'm offended that you feel like that you cannot be great. Yeah, you feel like you cannot be great is offensive to some people. And that's how they spoke that into me. And then, I started to believe in myself slowly but surely about the things that I wanted to do. So, yeah, I had that too. So I know what they're going through. And like you said, you need to get unscared.
Get unscared, man. Get unscared. And we're going to talk about that a bit today. We have a guest coming in. Miss Tammy Vaughn is coming in today to talk about her new book, talking about taking a leap of faith. So we'll get into that a bit in our coffee talk today, because you're right. A lot of us don't have or may not have had people around us to keep us pushing or to keep us improving. And we've talked about this on our show before. I don't know if it was this season or last, where we talked about not dimming your light. And a lot of times that's something that's a part of improving. And we have people constantly dimming their light for others, so others don't feel shown up. I've done that in the past, because I always got that feeling that I'm a shine regardless. So I don't care if somebody need me to, take a back seat right now so you can shine. I'll do that. But then probably within the last year or two, I decided that, man, if my shining makes you uncomfortable, that ain't my problem. That's you.
Right.
That's you. I'm going to come in and I'm going to be me. I'm going to take over the room. I'm going to take over everything that's coming to me, and y'all deal with it. So y'all got to deal with y'allself. Y'all go sit on the couch. I don't need it. Y'all go lay on the couch and talk.
Either that or work your area, work your lane. Because your lane can still be popping.
True. Yeah, work your lane. Or start worrying about what lane I'm in. Or what I'm in while I'm in my lane. That's the thing. Y'all so busy watching somebody else's lane, you crashing your car.
Come on now.
Keep your eyes on the road, dog.
Keep your eyes on the road, dog.
You over here at me. So Bottom line, man, we're gonna talk about that today. That's a little topic teaser for you guys. Stick around. We got Coffee Talk in the second hour. We can take a little break. You know what it is. Good morning, Coffee Swig. ATL Next 100.
Shoot.
What's happening, TT?
Shoot.
Shit, snake, just straight cooked him up.
Yeah. So we was at the gas station today. I told the bros, like, last one home or a dub, you know what I'm saying? And we all around in foreign, so it's super fun coming up through traffic. You know what I'm saying? Kind of felt like I made it for a change. I walked through. Lamborghini truck, Big Dre in the cut. Bro, I'm Bentley up behind me. Know what's in my cup. Doing 90 in a 35, like I don't give a fuck. If it's a door, I let Lil' Q them drive. Make sure y'all don't hit nobody. I can't lie, this rap got us living like we hit the lottery. Crip been knocking out one punch like he got in the boxing. I been flying state to state for drip, I done got in the shopping. Every other day is something fake, I'm ducking paparazzi. He ain't listen, they tap this nigga. Neighbor told me ain't got no budget. This ain't that and that ain't about nothing. I got rich but got folks still struggling. I got bros give a about nothing. I got don't give a about. I ain't did that if she ain't got no butt. Money, brain problems, okay, so what? P them too real, they bought me a Rolls Royce. I sent it back to get a newer version. Color 9 with the stars and they got the captain C's in the back. I went to white paint with the red goods. Some other cars in the match. They be like, ooh, off in traffic. Gotta put racing gas in my track. Get money, get money, get money, get money. I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money. All I do is get money, get money, get money, get money. I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money. How you make a whole currency back in money? Cause all I do is get money. Money through Sunday, Sunday through Monday. It ain't no stopping, always gon' clocking. Answer my booking phone like I'm trapping. He a good rapper, yeah, but he capping. I treat my shows like I'm getting lows. I gotta get off anywhere I go, yeah. Hop out alone, I'm in my zone. Most of this shit I done did on my own. Phone credit for shit that my mama did. I really treat Lil DT like my mama kid. Been poppin' since I bought me that Bonneville. I'm in Atlanta from back here to Summer Hill. I can't play around cause I know it's here, and I know it's real. Get money, get money, get money. Get money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money. All I do is get money, get money, get money, get money. I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money, I'm getting money.
And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Ludacris going in on the verse, cause I never been defeated and I won't stop now. Keep your hands up, get them in the sky for the homies that ain't making it, my folks locked down. I never went nowhere, but they saying Luda's back. Blame it on that contour, the hood call it Luda Yak. And I'm on this foolish track, so I spit my foolish flow. My hands go up and down, like strippers' booties go. My verses still be serving, tight like a million virgins. Last time on a college remix, now I'm on the original version. Can't never count me out, y'all better count me in. Got 20 bank accounts, accountants count me in. Make millions every year, the South's champion. Cause all I do, all I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Swerving in my low, head on a swivel, you know serving me's a no-no. Clean as a whistle as I pull out in my Rolls Royce. Yellow bone passenger, they see it, they say, oh boy. Tell Kelly, back it up, my call me loco. Down for armed trafficking, don't make me pull out. Ask you what you laughing at. Represent that mud life. Dirty money, better get your mud right. We come together holding hands and holler hood life. We all strapping all black, it's like night. All it's do is scream. You riding to what? Cause we riding tonight. Now she riding with me cause you wasn't riding.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Heat in the kitchen, pot on the stove, water getting boiled. Being sold, Snoopy in the hookie, system overload. I've been running this rap game since I was 20 years old. I hung with the worst of them, bust till I burst them up, floss them up, toss them up, hard away, close them up. Pardon me, I'm bossing up, brace you up, bless you, bro, don't mess with us. We like the U in the 80s, back to back, set a track, hit the lick, get it back, get the trick, jump the track. Want my money back, time and time again, while I'm sipping on this gin. Al Davis said it best, just win, baby, win.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win, win, win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
You miss me. And you can't find me nowhere.
I done seen it all, oh my God. I done seen it all, oh my God, I swear. Nothing new under the sun, nobody fuck off with sun. I got a couple of sons, a couple of guns, a couple of chickens that bust up the party and fuck up the fun. She digging me and I'm cuffing a friend. She igging you while we fuck for fun. I got a suck in the thumb, that my little baby. She call me daddy like grandmama baby. If this Sunday dinner, my hand on the gravy. I've been on the craziest wave. If I'm on the stage, it is my minimum wage. This ain't no kennel, but hey, if it's looking without that barking, we sending her straight. So on the way, we the dog catchers. How many bullets your dog catching? Sawed off, raw dog fashion. Hard off, hope dog catch. Damn.
I woke up for some money. Hey, Luke, too many ops here. Tell me who you with. Hey.
Potato over my gun. I move in silence cause niggas be clocking my funds. When they should keep eye on they shit cause baby girl coming with sun. Niggas be judging my moves, but please tell me what have you done? My cousin at air at the party for fun. Pistol grips get to squeezing. Wishing walking wood like Liam Neeson. I don't even need a reason. Loyalty over treason. Come and see me, put some respect on my name. Inside of my city I claim. I try to stay in my lane. Took my advance and put a caprice on them things. I'm baiting forward till the wheels fall. Know some niggas probably pissed off. Who would thought I made it this far? Gold mouth, come on.
I woke up for some money. Hey, Luke, too many ops here. Tell me who you with.
I just put diamonds on all of my teeth, now they probably think I ain't intelligent. In the homicide unit interrogation, asking questions, you know I ain't telling them. Just call me a jock all-American, I'm at the top of my class with my letterman. I remember back in college, knocking on my dorm door, I ain't never let them in. Now you know that this cap, no, I hit a few, ain't no job, I'm selling gas like I'm Jiffy Lube. I had a freak, used to fuck wild boyfriend in class, I hear her from the back from like 10 to 2. No back and forth with these rappers, they mention me, dissing me, no talking back, I won't mention you. Watch when I come put that on your ass, and I did, they gon' want me to snitch in my interview. I'm on 5 shit, I'm lit, but I'm really cool. Don't acknowledge the shirts when they ridicule. They don't come out at the dark, cause I swim with the sharks. You ain't got enough heart, get a bigger pool. Wanna fight, but he bigger, I ain't really tripping. Reach under my shirt, grab a bigger tool. I got a Glock with a dick, let's get physical. They gon' be hollering out ripping, they missing you. They got me started, I might as well finish. I'm from Charlotte, you know how they do, baby.
I
I woke up for some money. Hey, Luke, too many ops here. Tell me who you with.
You know what it is. Welcome back, Morning Coffee Swig, Jason Carey, Steph Tiller, ATL Next 100. It's Money Making Monday. You know what it is. Money Making Monday. We do. We talk about. We motivate and we encourage and we give you ideas and recommendations across the board. A lot of people look forward to Monday. I know we do. A lot of people look forward to Monday's show as well. So every day I'm going to tell you something that's on my mind, something I've been thinking about, something I'm feeling, something I've been thinking about, something I may have experienced, and it's what has me on the edge. Let's get into it. I don't know what that is. So this is something that I talked about before that is kind of on my mind. I don't know why it was randomly on my mind this weekend, but it was more so when Steph reports on the news and things that Trump may have said or was trying to do, or just thinking about. And I'm not so much sure. Thinking about what's coming, but it makes me think about this particular thing. But also, we always talk about being resourceful. We talked about that a little bit today. We talk about being resourceful and finding ways and making things happen and things of that nature. So there's something that I want to bring back, and I've spoken of before. It's taking survival classes. I think, and when I say survival classes, there's something I want to do, but I see some other applications of taking survival classes. Just like I think little boys should play football. It got less to do with them butting heads and tackling and all that stuff, but it's things that football teach you that can't nobody else teach. Being on the football team that they can tell you all about, but it's things that if you got the right coach and they got the right philosophy, that playing football teaches you about life that it's hard to even explain if you've never played. You never played on a team. So, and I always say my mom is king, was always king of the Mr. Miyagi style teaching. I believe in that heavily, where you pull the real usages or alternative usage of a lesson out of it and apply it. So then I'm gonna put this up. The Georgia Outdoor Survival Skills class, and it's a couple different classes. One of the courses, the first one, is designed to give you confidence in the woods, understanding natural hazards, knowing what to do in emergency situations, how to prepare for an outdoor activity, what to do when lost, the survival mentality, natural hazards and risk management, preventing injury and treatment, campsite selection, how to build a natural shelter, finding water collection, purification, outdoor hygiene, how to make a fire using modern methods, fire building materials in the southeastern woods, and modern survival skills in essential knots. So, and I'm not gonna go through all the things, but there's, they talk about tools and how to see the angles basically out in nature to possibly survive. I think that survival class probably needs to be taught across the board. I always talk about school curriculums. I almost feel like this should be in the school curriculum. But if the fact that it's not, I think that we all should take these classes, and I'm gonna figure out the time to actually take one or all four of these classes to not only learn those particular skills, but to also all right, here's problem solving. That's really what it is. It's learning problem solving. And we talk about getting to the money, living through a pandemic. All of these things we talk about all the time. But really what we talk about is problem solving. I always say that people can't hate math. And me and Johnny we always have a back and forth about that, not hating math. And there's a good reason for that. Because word problems were not about how many hours it took Johnny to ride the train to Newark. It wasn't about that. It was really about taking the information, breaking it down to create the equation and find an answer. That's life. That's life. And I think that the survival skills classes teaches a lot of life. And so not only do you learn the skills, the actual skills, but it also teaches you that, hey, things ain't as bad as they seem. Ever. Things ain't ever as bad. Even in the worst of times, things ain't as bad as they seem. Now, if you are the worst person in life and you don't got one person in your corner, maybe they might be just as bad. But even then, relying on yourself, you got a chance to come out of it, whatever you're in. And I think that survival skills classes teaches that inadvertent. So this is why this is why it's on my mind, is just thinking about survival skills in general. And being in New York kind of pushed me to be thinking about that too, just seeing that there's so many walks of life. There's the guys and girls that's living at the top of the food chain, and there's the guys and girls that's in the street. There's the hustlers on the street every day. They're in Times Square every single day. The naked cowboy, they're out in Times Square every day, hustling. People dressed up in costumes, just out there talking about, hey, you want to take a picture with me? Just hustling. Trying to figure it out, man. So survival skills class is what's on my mind today. I think we all need to learn it and apply the methodology. And that's what has me on the edge today. So tell me what you're feeling on that stuff. Tell me what you're feeling, because I know you got.
I like it. I absolutely love it. Survival skills is something that they do not teach in school. For the real world, it's a lot different than just regular arithmetic, and it's survival skills come from experience a lot of times, and it also comes from making mistakes. I'm not saying you got to make the huge mistakes and have this near-death experience for you to have survival skills, but there should be some kind of common knowledge of survival skill. And it's hard, and honestly, it's hard for me to be around people that I feel like lack that. And that may sound weird, but that's me being truthful, because I don't like to put my life in the hands of anyone else, or my decision making and my life decision making into anyone else's hands if I don't feel like they're capable of doing certain things, or they're known for certain things. I've been around so many people who are just aloof to every single thing that their judgment to what we're doing I just can't. And we gotta talk about this during coffee talk, because what I gotta say it's gonna take me a little bit longer. Can you please bring this back during coffee talk, for the love of God? Say, boy, you there?
What'd you say?
I said, can we please bring this portion back into coffee talk?
Oh yeah, we definitely
because
do that.
I think it goes with I think it goes with improvement, because a lot of people don't even know that they lack those skills. You know what I'm saying? Some people, they're born with it, but it's not hard to learn over time, and it does play a role in your upbringing and stuff like that. So I think this is something we definitely need to discuss during that time. Please, baby.
I'll bring that back, man. Speaking of survival skills, you gotta have the skills to find out what else is in your area. But we try to give y'all those tools, and we do that right here in the local Swig. What you got for me this morning, Steph? Real sweet.
All right, so guys, check it out. Today's local Swig is going to be brought to you by South City Kitchen. Vinings.southcitykitchen.com. Yes, dinner, brunch, all of those great things. Brunches on Sundays. I got a little sore with brunch. That said, brunches on Sundays from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. They are operating all of their locations right now. There will be a 20% service charge during these uncertain times. They are adding a 20% service charge to all the guest tickets in lieu of gratuity. So that fee will go towards the restaurant to cover additional wages that have been paid. Now, I know that may seem kind of like, well, we're not getting what we paid for. You really are, because you should be tipping 15% anyway. What's a couple of more dollars? That's how I'm looking at it, especially if the food is worth it and it's a Southern sophisticated cuisine. Let me change that. It is a sophisticated Southern cuisine located at 1675 Cumberland Parkway, Southeast. That's Smyrna, Georgia. 30080. Phone number there is 770-435-0700. When I think of 007, I think of J-Boy and that doggone soup. But anyway, that's 770-435-0700. This is a South City Kitchen. Several locations. Oh my God, they got locations all over everywhere.
You already know.
They do have private dining as well.
007.
007. I love the number 007. I don't know why. I wanted to even dress as James Bond one year for Halloween, but that's neither here nor there. Y'all know I still might do it. Anyway, they do have a GF menu, which is gluten friendly, and they do gluten friendly preparation, as well as MGF, can be made gluten free with modifications. So they got the she crab soup, pimento cheese.
Gluten friendly sounds like somebody got in trouble for saying gluten free. That's what it sounds like to me. Like somebody got in trouble for saying gluten. That's the new way to say it. Gluten friendly. So it's like still, mostly gluten.
Right.
It still be on the menu. I feel like trouble. You said it's gluten free, but you got fish in it. So I feel like that was one of those. It's the new safe term, because I've never really heard that term. So that's
my father is
hilarious.
an attorney. You said that this is gluten free. It's not. I can see that happening now. Yeah, probably did happen. They do have the South City Specialties, which is the fried green tomatoes. If you never had fried green tomatoes, then maybe you should try it. I honestly don't eat fried green tomatoes anymore. I think I fried green tomatoes out as a kid. And yeah, I don't even eat real tomatoes anymore. They do have the pan-fried chicken livers. Oh, New Orleans barbecue shrimp. Pan-fried chicken livers. So they got a, yeah, it's just on here twice. I thought it was something completely different. They have the Springer Mountain Farms fried chicken as well. And this sounds like somebody really want to go for real. Nashville Hot fried catfish. Nashville Hot is where you go to Nashville and they have chicken that is red, which means it is hot, and it's in quotations for a reason, because it's like super hot. It's some TikTok / challenge type of hot. But
I want nothing red.
Oh no, I do. Duck leg confit. Let's see, they got the Hoppin' John, that's Carolina gold rice, Sea Island red peas, and a winter squash and baby carrots. Okay. Side items: collard greens, pinto bean, collard greens, mashed red bliss, mashed potatoes, Gouda fritters, spaghetti squash, fingerling potatoes. Yeah, it's a lot going on. Mac and cheese, the Geechee Boy grits. Oh Lord, Geechee Boy grits. Y'all need to check this place out. South City Kitchen. I don't know why I want to say Southern, but that was all giving me Southern vibes on some Southern food, good home cooking food. And that is your local Swig, brought to you today by South City Kitchen.
Appreciate that stuff. South City Kitchen, make your way over there. Great food, great food. We tell you this for a reason. Just like we talked about survival skills just now. Part of surviving is being able to move around, move about the country, and still be able to feed yourself, enjoy yourself, what have you, give you what you need. So that's what we try to give you on the local Swig. If you got a local business or a service that you want to let us know about, please let us know, and we will highlight you right there on this segment. In the top of the show, we always give you a swig of news. In the second hour, we give you our top stories. We call it Top Swig. What you got for us today, Steph?
All right, guys. Like I told you guys in the beginning of the show, the coronavirus cases are still going up even further. So we are at a total of over 204,000 deaths due to coronavirus. And it is, steady going up right now. Joe Montana had a big scare over the weekend, and a woman broke into his home and tried to steal his grandbaby. Him and his wife were able to stop that. He did locate officials, and they were able to actually track down a woman who wasn't far and take her to jail. So she is now in custody. And this is the woman. Speaking of families, Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union dropped a picture this weekend, and she's dressed as a man in a man's tuxedo jacket with a black complementing tee and some non-fitted jeans and some boy boots. And the world is confused. They're wanting to know what is going on in that household. Who knows what's going on in that household? All I can say is, child, they living free. We thought Will and Jada Smith had some creepy stuff going on over there, baby. The Wade family got them all the way beat. I just want to process it all. Speaking of families as well, the family of Breonna Taylor are still out protesting. The protesters are not giving up. It's actually getting stronger. They're still in outrage in Louisville right now, because now for this new case, for the case of Breonna Taylor, since no one was charged, they are now calling for the jury's transcript. So they want to know everything that they say happened, if in fact it's in the transcript, so for them to be able to make that decision. This is the thing with that. There was one witness that said in the beginning, he said, no, I did not hear the police officers identify themselves, amongst 11 other witnesses who also did not hear the police identify themselves. 2 months later, that man has now decided to change his story and say, yeah, they did identify themselves. Really. And what I don't like is they did hide his identity.
That's why.
But they gave him a black voice.
Yeah. That's why eyewitness testimony is highly unreliable. But for years, people have said that's like the dagger, and we all know that eyewitness testimony or ear witness testimony has been proven to be incorrect and remembered incorrectly, falsely, and coerced. And so I don't know, man. I don't know if you can do away with it because it say it works in your favor, but when it doesn't, it's the egregious miscarriage of justice continues to happen behind that. So that's the unfortunate part.
The most terrible part about this all is the fact that, like I said, you come back 2 months later to say this, and then you have 11 other eyewitnesses that say they didn't identify themselves, and then the jury takes this one witness statement, and then he's the only one that gets an opportunity to testify out of all 11. So you got 12 in total. He's the one person that say they did identify themselves. He's the only one that was allowed to testify. The only one that was allowed to testify. Yeah, that's funny because it's crazy. The Lakers versus the Heat taking place on this Wednesday. They will be fighting it out for the 2020 championship. Also, Donald Trump and Biden, they are colliding, but tomorrow is the ultimate showdown. The presidential debate kicks off tomorrow. It starts at 8, but of course the debate does not start until 9 o'clock. And with that, Trump has already announced his Supreme Court nominee, Amy Barrett. This is 8 days after Mrs. Ruby Bader Ginsburg has passed away. The thing about this is Amy she's a mother of 7 kids. She is a Catholic, and she will be the youngest to take the seat, right? All right. He's trying so hard right now to hurry up and throw this woman into the seat. He needs to throw her into this seat before election, because she's going to be the only thing to stop that. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that's what I'm saying. No, I'm talking about Amy right now, though. Amy Barrett. I'm sorry. I'm looking at something else, y'all. My bad. But so yeah, with this going on, I feel like he's trying to put her into a seat that she's not even ready for. She says she's ready for, but the first thing that she's discussing is, I'm ready for whatever here is to come. It's like, you sound like you're ready to debate, or like you're ready to fight for the messy part of the situation. We don't want to hear that from you coming straight out, because when the presidential debate comes, it's going to be a lot of unanswered questions that we are waiting to get answered, especially by Donald Trump. You're willing to stand by a man who paid $750 in taxes for the last 10 out of 15 years. 10 out of 15 years, $750. He did $750,000 in haircuts. $750. And not only that, for the past 10 years, you didn't pay $0. So the first year prior to office, you paid $750 in tax, Donald Trump. Tell me if I'm right. $750. And then the first year as the president, you paid in $750 as well. That's not even $1,000. Not to mention one of your hotels grossed $6 million the year prior, which was the same year that you filed the $750. Help me understand, J-Boy, because he need to be behind the bars because of this.
But hey, Steph, how I feel about, again, I'm numb to it all. Like,
yeah,
I ain't surprised. Guess what? Ain't nothing gonna be done about it. Now the information out. Before he was elected, he done told somebody he was gonna grab him by the coochie. So, grab him by the box. So, and that's on tape. Like, he's on record hanging with what's his name? The dude that died, Epstein. He's a very good people. Not saying that he, just because you hang with people that implicates you, but he's been known. He was on tape that, in 10 years I'll be dating her or something. He talking about somebody's 10-year-old daughter or something crazy. Like he did mad, like he got that pedophile vibe basically. Yeah. So I mean, I'm saying this to lay all this out of a disgusting.
Even the I married my daughter type.
Yeah, the disgusting person. I say all that to say, guess what? So what? That it took y'all 4 years to figure this out. Y'all been trying to get this man tax returns since before he was president. Now y'all done sifted through everything and got the numbers. So what? He about to get kicked out.
And let me tell you, on top of these numbers, for a person who paid in $750 in taxes and had all these different kind of write-offs, the man received $73 million on a tax return. How do you cut a check for $73 million?
As his refund?
Yes. So if all of this comes out that he lied on his taxes, they are saying that he could pay upwards of $100 million back, and that's with fees and the interest. So he could pay $100 million back, but they gave him $73,000 on a tax return. I'm so disgusted. I'm offended. I'm disappointed. Even though I expected all of this, it's like the IRS, y'all be at our necks about $13 that we didn't report.
Yeah.
And this man reported in $750 and y'all never looked into it. And you saying that the laws are on your side, and you brag. See, this is my whole thing about it. You always hid your tax returns, but you always bragged about, the way that you don't pay taxes, or you've used the laws to your benefit to not pay taxes, and this, that, and the third. And then now it's
that's what I was about to say, though, Steph. That's what I'm about to say, Steph. I mean, if I don't know the loopholes well enough, but if you figured it out and was able to, and you was able to do this, and it's legal, it's all on the up and up. Hey man, I can't knock the hustle. You know what I'm saying? I think that somebody need to come out and teach all this. So, like, you would be the richest man in the world, and you wouldn't even have to charge that much if you was the accountant that taught this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, somebody's.
Agreed.
If it's legal, and you done figured it out, you the accountant that does this, you should be teaching the class. You know what I'm saying?
Why is everybody suffering if you already have this information and you're the president? But neither here nor there, like you say, and maybe he's already the richest man, and that's the reason that he's not trying to teach anybody. We have to learn it on our own. But everybody keep prayers for the Brad Preshaw. He's also a former worker for the Trump campaign. For some reason, everybody is just dying or getting sick from his campaign. But so yeah, what's going on with him is
they all got Rona.
He's about to kill him. He was trying to kill himself this past weekend. Oh no, Brad was about to kill himself this past weekend. And now he has been hospitalized, and the Trump organization is basically saying, you know, hey, we're sorry that happened to you, but we got your back, and if anything y'all need, let us know. You demoted the man, so that's why he's trying to kill himself. But we got to be praying right now. Mental health issues is alive and well, especially when dealing with this Trump situation. I felt myself kind of having a mini breakdown because I just knew I wasn't hearing what I was hearing, but I was hearing what I was hearing. I just wasn't receiving it well because it was angering me as a person to hear certain things. And I think we'll all get those same answers come tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So make sure you are in front of the TV, in the front of the tube, watching this presidential debate, just so I won't be the only one mad shouting at the TV. So those are your top swigs for this morning. We're going to get into the rest of the show. We got some good stuff coming for you guys today.
All right. So it's time to sit around the table, stir the coffee pot, grab your coffee mugs, and have a little coffee talk.
Coffee talk.
And we have a guest today. Before we really get into that, we have a guest today, live and direct. You got to give it up on the show very first time. Indie author, motivational author, Miss Tam Yvonne. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. You there, Tam? Okay. She actually said she had logged in, so we'll see if we can get her back in here. As soon as she's ready, she can call it. But that's good, man. So today what we're gonna be talking about is taking a leap of faith, which is the title of her new book, Leap of Faith, and it's a perfect time to have this conversation. So I want to say that taking a leap of faith is a mouthful. It's a mouthful, and we can break down that sentence all the way down, but it's often easier said than done. So today I got a question. What pushed you off the cliff in your leap of faith? That's my question today. What pushed you off the cliff in your leap of faith? If you're still on the edge of that cliff, what is it going to take you to get you off that cliff? But also, where does one find the strength in their own personal leap of faith? That is another big question. Where do you find strength? That's a challenge. That's a challenge in itself. So I will break down the statement, taking a leap of faith, before we get her on here. Again, that's the title of her book, I believe, is Leap of Faith. Faith is in there, and leap. Those two words make that statement even bigger. Okay, there she is. Faith in itself. A lot of people don't have faith in themselves. They don't have a foundation in any faith or religion or a higher power. So there's a challenge right there, because it's like, well, I haven't even been trained in the walk of faith. What is faith? I got faith. Or they haven't had to have faith in anybody in their life. So understanding the word faith first. Believing in something you can't see. Believing in something you can't touch. It's not tangible to you just yet, but it may be a thought in your mind. Faith right there. And then to take that leap, to jump, to move. A lot of times we are paralyzed and not ready to make a move at all. And so that's what makes that statement so big, is taking a leap of faith. You gotta believe you can fly to take a leap. You jumping off a cliff. You gotta believe that I jump off this cliff and I'm gonna be okay, or I'm gonna figure it out on the way down, I guess. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why that statement is so big. if she's ready, we can bring her on in, Johnny. If you ready, just whenever you got her, bring her on in, and we'll go from there, brother. Shout out to Johnny Weirdo, our engineer. You hear me talking about Johnny all the time. Who I'm talking to, it's like we got a little voice in your head, like, that you got. We got our own
right.
Johnny is there. But yeah, starting there, we say it's often easier said than done. You hear this statement all the time. You just gotta go, you gotta take a leak and all this stuff. And it's like, it's easy as heck to write that down and to say it. But boy, when it's time to put in the weeks or no weeks at your job and go down this other path, or when it's time to be like, tell somebody you love them, or when it's time to be like, well, we're gonna have this kid, all this stuff, that's a leap of faith in itself, just starting there. And so, or new business or whatever it may be, taking that leap of faith is an incredible moment of anxiety for many, and can be for you. So in that question is, and I don't want to get too far deep in the question, I don't know if we have challenges, bring her in. But Steph, I'm gonna come to you.
Okay.
With this, is like, what got you to take that leap? What pushed you off the cliff when you decided to take a leap? Because you've taken a couple of leaps. So what pushed you off the cliff when you took your leap of faith? And I'll get into what pushed me off the cliff.
Let me see. My leap of faith came in from like seeing the things that I did not want for me, from where I was, where I grew
That's
up.
Big. Write that down, y'all.
So my environment, my environment was like, I mean, it wasn't terrible. This is the thing. Like, it may sound terrible to some when I'm explaining it, but it wasn't terrible. It was just dysfunctional. You could be living in a house, you could be rich, and still have dysfunction. And so that's what I was living in, but I didn't want to live like that. So my leap of faith and what pushed me came from the things that I did not want for myself. And me seeing that, I kept, going back and forth over in my head, like, is this it for you? Is this the line? Are you done? Is this all we gonna get from you? Now you done push this child out, and then you grown now. You had him as a teenager, but you're grown now. Is this what he's gonna see? Can you give him better? And if you can give him better, do it. Don't worry about how you're gonna do it. Do it. See, when I was worrying about the how I was gonna do it, then I was fearful. I had anxiety attacks, even thinking about it. Even being around certain people who were successful, I was nervous and I had anxiety, not because of what they were thinking about me. It was what I was thinking about me. It was what I was saying to myself. It was how I was feeling. And it was more so, the things that I hadn't dealt with. It was all new and foreign to me, to be around other people outside of my environment. So getting outside of my environment and knowing the things that I didn't want to be or didn't want to deal with, or I knew what I didn't want in my life, period, and going out and doing certain things, I let that uncomfortable part motivate me and challenge me to get better and better. So my process began to grow from there. Then I started to believe in myself, because I knew that I was putting myself in those positions. Yeah, I believed in myself in order to put myself in those positions, but it was more so me just pushing myself to see if I'm going to break. I don't need the world to push me nowhere to see if I fold. I can push me. You can push you. So I was pushing myself into positions and situations where I was trying to see how much I could take, how far could I go. So when we talked about, having that room and trying to see if not your improvement level was going to be there, it wasn't due to me having an audience or any of that. It was more so due to me seeing, what can I control? Am I there yet? What can I improve? All right. I wasn't taught any of this. I don't know how to be, bougie. I'm naturally bougie. I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I got natural manners. I treat people naturally because I'm a genuine person. I didn't know that they were going to like, people were going to like me for me. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking so far beyond all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was such a big deal that it was holding me back. And I had to start, like you said, believing in myself to say, all right, this is where I'm going to start living my life. You know what I'm saying? If these people believe in them, I know me believing in me is not a bad thing. So I started to cheer myself on. I started to go in, like, really loving on me and appreciating me for being who I was, appreciating me for going through what I went through and coming out smiling and cheesing and giggling and sickling. You know what I'm saying? I had my heart broke, but that's fine. It mended back together, came on right on back together. You know what I'm saying? Certain things I had to realize that wasn't supposed to be in my life, I was okay with letting them go. So my faith came from God and my mom. My mom, you know, she gave me God early on in life. And her giving me that, it was more so like, all right, this is your refuge. This is where you go when you need comfort and answers and love and support and this and that. I started giving everything to prayer and giving everything, you know, hoping that worked for me. That's faith. That was my faith. I'm giving everything into, you know, God hands. You know, I don't want nothing else. I don't want it to be in my, because if it left in my hands, I may fumble, I may drop it, I may quit, I may bag out, I may run away, I may do everything that I've seen the other people do. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's where my leap of faith came in. I didn't want to disappoint my son and myself. I didn't want to be a disappointment to my family. I wanted to be able to do the things that I seen for myself in my head, regardless of my circumstances. And I made myself uncomfortable enough to be able to do those things. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that for me. But since we have a guest, well, let's just bring the guest right on in. So the question of Coffee Talk today is, you know, in taking a leap of faith, Miss Sam, how are you?
Hey, good morning,
hey,
y'all.
Girl, I see you this morning. So, you know, we're talking about taking a leap of faith and how, you know, that's a mouthful in itself. Like, you will have to break down so many different layers to even talk about that part. But even in that, because it's often easier said than done, right? With that, what pushed you to do some of the things that you wanted to do? Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. What pushed you into that leap of faith to create this book?
Yeah. Again, morning, y'all. Thank you for having me.
Good morning.
What pushed me with this particular book was I've been wanting to write, y'all, since I was like 12 years old. But, you know, you grow up and, like Steph was saying, life and circumstances and just things that you get yourself into, it kind of put a lot of your dreams and hopes on the back burner. But what made me take a leap of faith on this particular book was, believe it or not, was this pandemic, the pandemic of 2020. It just came up on us all of a sudden, and, you know, we still don't know where we're going with this. But I just kind of had a conversation with God and told him if he blessed me and my family to make it through this pandemic, that I would not allow the gift that he gave me of storytelling and writing to go to waste. So basically, I just took a leap. I finished this manuscript that I started back in 2009, believe it or not, and sent it over to the publishing company that I had contacted many years ago. They loved the story. It's a fictional book. They loved it, and immediately they were ready to publish it. So basically, this pandemic kind of put some fire underneath me, and it scared me, you know, and it just showed me that life is very short, y'all. So if you have talents and skills and things that you're sitting on, whether you think you're going to be successful in it or not, try, because you only get one life to give this thing a shot.
Indeed.
That right there.
It's funny. It's funny, Steph, that the pandemic definitely has birthed a lot of authors. It birthed, you know, everybody got, you know,
musicians
walked in their path. Yeah, musicians, just creatives in general have started walking in their path. Sam, just a little bit about you. Exactly where you from, because you hit an accent. Where you from?
You hear the accent. I have Southern roots, but I actually grew up as an Army brat. So most of my life was overseas in Germany. But my mom's from Alabama. My dad's from South Carolina. So hey, y'all, that's the Southern. That's that accent.
From Alabama.
Alabama.
I mean, Mama from Alabama.
Alabama, that's right.
Yeah.
Daddy from South Carolina. So yeah.
All right now.
Okay, yeah, they need to know where it comes from, and the ones that's supposed to be rooting for you. It's like, listen, we got
That's
our
right.
South Carolinians, our family.
Hey, you don't shout out where you're from. They got a problem with that.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
I had to make sure. That's right. So you say you wanted to write for a lot of your life, but this kind of just pushed you into it. Is there, you got this one? Is there a plan to keep pushing forward and put out a series, or we're gonna ride with this now?
Oh no, my second book actually comes out Women's History Month, which is March 2021. So the second book, the manuscript, I finished it up last week actually. So it's called Be Still. So I am in the process of preparing that and sending that over to the publishing company. And A Leap of Faith has been very successful. And my intentions with this book was not to make it a sequel, but because so many people have been falling in love with these characters and asking me if it was going to be a sequel, I'm kind of playing with that idea and trying to figure out how I'm going to make this sequel. So yeah, there may be a sequel to A Leap of Faith.
Oh, nice.
So tell us about the book itself, okay? Because you said it's a fictional. They get in love with the character, and it's a fictional story with some real life application. Kind of give us a synopsis of the story.
So a quick synopsis of the book is A Leap of Faith is about a young lady named Leilani Bassett Jordan. Leilani is a young lady who comes from an affluent background. She comes from a very well-to-do background in the state of Georgia. She grows up, she attends an HBCU, and she just kind of connects with all of these great connections that people do when they go to a HBCU. She makes friends. Her best friend Allison is in the book, and Allison is with her throughout the entire ordeal. Leilani is a scholar. She's very, very intelligent, and everything has always been about her academics. She eventually graduates from college, with the college at Spelman College here in Atlanta, and she eventually graduates, and she ends up moving to Charlotte, North Carolina, where she meets her husband, a guy by the name of James Jordan. And James is a Howard University graduate, and they meet and they connect, and eventually they get married. Their marriage is short-lived because James ends up getting prostate cancer. So he gets cancer and is too far along, and unfortunately he ends up dying. And Leilani,
Hold on. Don't tell the whole story. Hold on. You tell them they need to read the book. You gave them too much. We gave enough. They got characters that's moving around. Mama's the word. You need to find out what happened. Mama's the word.
Yo. Yeah. I want to read it. You know I got to read it. Okay. I'm the nerd that'll just go through and just read it real fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. It sounds like it do need a sequel. That's why people tell you, I see why.
Yeah.
Like
a movie stuff. I'm on it.
It sounds like a movie, yeah.
That's dope.
I'm on the movie script.
James, we gotta catch you.
Yeah, you already know. I'm James Jordan. Let's get it. So what?
Yes.
What is driving your love for HBCUs? Did you graduate from HBCU yourself?
I did not graduate from an HBCU, but I worked at Spelman for a number of years. And Spelman, even growing up, that was my number one school. But when I graduated high school back in the 90s, I'm not going to tell you when, but when I graduated high school, Spelman is expensive, y'all. So my mom and daddy had two other kids that they had to put through college. So, with that being still my favorite HBCU, So, but I did get an opportunity to work there for a number of years, and it's just always been a top HBCU of mine. So that's why I kind of made her a Spelman woman. And plus my best friend attended Spelman, and, I just that school has always been in my life for a long time.
Nice.
Let's talk about manifestation stuff. She said that was her favorite school growing up, and she ended up working there. talk about manifestation. Don't tell us that it doesn't work. The power of manifestation.
Yeah.
Being that she didn't get a chance to actually attend the school, but she wrote it down. It was in her mind, and believe it or not, you can hit your target. I was a pitcher, in baseball, as a pitcher growing up, and my dad told me to look at the glove, and pretty much wherever I looked, the ball went. I want the ball to hit the glove on the corner, and I can do that. You know what I mean? I have great control, and I take, again, we talked about this a little bit earlier, I take that mentality and apply it to life. You set your target, look at that target, and you will hit it. May not hit it where you want to hit it or where you think you're supposed to hit it, but you're gonna hit it, and that's amazing that you were able to work at that college as a lover of it.
Yeah.
I want to get into this question now. What'd you say?
I manifested my whole entire life. My whole existence came from the manifestation of a child to an adult.
Yeah. Which is awesome. Which gets us into this question as we talk today. We said that it's often easier said than done taking a leap of faith. But the question today on our Carpet Talk is what pushed you off the cliff? And the second part of that question, I think, is a stronger one, is where do you find strength in your leap of faith? Because for me, and I'll start with me, jumping off the cliff, leaving corporate America, going down my path, because I already had hit my other target, was graduate college at a high level and find a job in my field and work. I'd already hit that target, but there was something else I needed to do, and I took a leap of faith by leaving all that. But in the beginning, I had to figure out where to find strength in that personal leap of faith because there was no path for this. Nobody believed in it. They were like, what are you doing? You're crazy. So I had to figure out where to find strength, and thank God that some people were put in my life along the way where I could find some strength, and the people that watch me, like, man, hey, I see what you're doing. Man, I wish I could do that. Or I've seen your entire growth. That's where I find strength in my leap, because it's still a battle. It's not a battle, but it's still a thought in your life every day. It's like, man, I did this, and I'm so far down this path, I can't go another way. Well, I can't go back on this path. I gotta pick another one. So I want to throw that to you: is where does one find strength in their personal leap of faith, in your opinion?
I think you find strength with, and I don't want to get all religious on y'all, but I really think if you have a relationship with the Lord, I mean, I'm not saying you have to have this strong relationship and you can quote scripture and all that stuff. I talk to the Lord the way I would talk to my friends. So if you have this relationship, I'm a strong believer that the Lord puts us here for a reason. We are his children. So he's not going to let us fall, y'all. We may stumble along the way, but the thing is, he will push us forward. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to have faith. What did they say? The size of a mustard seed? That's all we need. We just need a little bit of faith and know that what he has planned for us is so much bigger than what we have planned for ourselves. So we just have to be faithful and know that what we ask for, if it's his desire for that over our life, we're going to get it. It may be long time coming, or it may be a short time. It's in his time and not ours. So that's where we need to start practicing patience and allowing him to do his job, because it's too much bigger. It's bigger than us. So just let him do the job and be patient as he allows us to go through every situation that we go through, because it's a lesson in everything that we go through, y'all. Because when we get to the end, then it's going to be so much sweeter when we get it, because we know we worked hard for it and it's what God had for us.
Yeah, that's agreed right there. I was over here clapping. I forgot that, that they can hear me through this microphone. I'm sitting over here clapping. But I agree with everything you said. I agree 150,000%. That's just how it goes. Having a personal relationship with God is what saved me. But it also, the level of, the confidence that I had, I grew the confidence. I just, voila, I got confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will grow confidence in yourself the more you believe in yourself, and the more you believe he ain't gonna let me fall. That doesn't mean I'm not going to fail at some stuff. That just means he's not gonna let me die doing it. I will still live. You know,
Right.
if I get embarrassed, he won't let that last long. You know what I'm saying? It's always just like that extra backing that you have to believe is there. You know what I'm saying? It's that faith. It's imaginary, something that you can't see, but you know is there. I started to believe that, and once I started having faith and really believing what faith was, I let the fear go. Because faith and fear can't live together. So you got to take one or the other. And nobody told me that growing up. Nobody said, Steph, you either going to take the faith or the fear. Which one you want? Because I would have been took the faith a long time ago. It was never broken down to me in those terms. But if I had to break it down to somebody else and save somebody like I was saved, I would tell them, choose faith over fear, because they can't live together. You have to choose one. So if you're having a hard decision on how I should take a leap, should I take a leap? I don't have it all together. It's not pretty yet. It's not perfect yet. I've watched so many people fail their way to success. That's the only way you're going to get there anyway. So what part of that are you trying not to do?
Right.
Because it's a part of the process. You can't skip any of that.
Right. And my other part of that is also sometimes you have to travel that road alone. A lot of times we think that what we knew and people that we've associated with, and even family members, that we got to drag these people along with us. Everybody's not going where you're going. Everybody's not going to encourage you along that way. And that doesn't mean that you're brand new. That doesn't mean that you're bougie. That does not mean that you're better than anybody else. You just have a path that you're trying to walk down and something that you want to accomplish. And everybody's not going to get there with you. And I wish people would realize that sometimes being by yourself is so much better than having people tag along who are not encouraging you and allowing you to be the best that you can be. So with that being said, I just say sometimes your circle of friends change with every season. Everybody's not going to come with you. Everybody's just not going to come with you, whether it's friends or family.
We talked about that in the earlier part of the show about the survivor skills, and I had a confession. Like I was afraid to jump out and take a leap of faith because of my friends and my family and the people that was around me, the new friends and the new family. You know, I didn't want to be alienated for doing something different. I didn't want to become too successful that my people didn't want to be my people no more. My family don't want to be my family no more. You've changed. You think you better than us. I didn't want people to associate me with being that kind of celebrity. And I had to think about it. It's like, okay, you ain't gonna be that no way. And who are you to say, let me dim my light because everybody else may not like my light? No, my friends and family may not like my light because they didn't utilize their 24 hours the way that they were supposed to, because they haven't gone through the process that God said, okay, now I need you to enjoy the fruits yet. They ain't went through that process yet. But I can't stop mine and stop my blessings by trying to drag y'all with me, because every single time you do that, he will drag you right back around and you end up where you started. You gonna start over every single time trying to take everybody where they ain't supposed to go. You gonna keep starting over. And I kept falling and falling. I
look, we gotta slow it down.
Oh yeah, because you know I go off on this one.
Yeah, we gotta relax. So look, Tam, we can talk about this all day. But what I don't want to do is miss out on people finding this book, finding you. So, for one, where do they go purchase the book?
Well, the book can currently be purchased at Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, Walmart.com, or they can go to my website, which is www.tamtheauthor.com.
We'll put that in the chat, please. The tamtheauthor.com. We'll make sure we put that in.
Yeah, www.tamtheauthor.com.
Also, so if you want to follow you and maybe find you on social media to see where you may be. I know you're doing some. You did a virtual book launch. I know it's COVID, so I don't know if you're going to be doing any appearances. But how can they follow you on social media?
So social media, I'm on IG at Tam the Author. Facebook, I am the author Tam Yvonne. So that's the way that you can find me on Facebook is Tam the author Tam Yvonne. I'm sorry, and then on IG is Tam the Author.
That is that's dope. I want you guys to go out there, make sure you follow her and let her know that you found her via the Morning Coffee Swig.
Your new support team. You got new batch of supporters coming through.
Yes.
Indeed.
Thank y'all.
So you also sound like it says author at this time as an indie author, but I think you may have a path in motivational speaking from it, and
yes.
So you may be doing some talk. Come here forward to let us know about that. And that movie script, holla at me. We might have to develop that. We might have to go ahead and sit down and develop that.
Sound good.
Yeah, I'm with it.
I got you and Steph. When that comes, y'all in the movie.
I got bet.
I'm all for it. Definitely.
That's the bet.
A hot mess.
I think we. Hey Steph, give them a goal to hold on to today. Give everybody a goal to hold on.
The goal to hold on to today, I'd say self-improvement is the best improvement. Early today, one of the things that I said that kind of stuck out is the biggest room in the world is the room that we have for improvement. So it may feel uncomfortable, or it may feel like the process will get kind of hard and challenging. It's supposed to be. You need to get very comfortable with being uncomfortable and the space that you're trying to get to and the elements that you're trying to get to, because being in the same place and being stuck shouldn't be your end all be all. And so it's a lot of world out here. It's a lot of things to do out here. It's a lot of people that would love to support you if you believe enough in yourself to jump out there and take your leap of faith. Your leap of faith comes from within. You want to inspire somebody. You want to encourage somebody, take your leap of faith and watch the people that are inspired by you and watch the people that are around you. Either some will gravitate towards it, some will not, and that's fine too. But guess what? You will still be inspiring them whether they tell you or not. I'm telling you, you will be inspiring someone. You will be even inspiring me. I don't get on here because I'm perfect every day. I get on here because I'm inspiring someone, I'm motivating someone, I'm encouraging someone, and y'all, I get the same thing in return from you guys. I get motivation and encouragement from you too. I watch your posts, I watch your pages, I see y'all see me, we see each other, we high-fiving each other from afar, and that's what we got to continue to do. So if you need a support group, find things like this show, Morning Coffee Swig, and the people that follow the page and comment and you know, let that be your support group for now if you don't have one. And that's your goal talk for today. Start there, but you got to start somewhere. You got to take that leap of faith.
I love that. I definitely love that. Allow the Morning Coffee Swig to be your support group. We talked about finding strength in your leap of faith. This is Monday, man. On Monday, this is the type of stuff we talk about. Every single Monday, there's a motivational message. Motivational every day, but Monday specifically, if we call it Money Making Monday, but also just motivation in life, I believe the money will follow. So that's why we give you what we give you on a Monday. All our new listeners, welcome. Thank you, new listeners that may have tuned in because Tam was on here. Hey, man, you ain't got to go nowhere. You can stay here. Come see us every morning, 8 to 10. Fantastic show like this every single morning. Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. Follow Morning Coffee Swig on Instagram, Coffee Swig on Twitter. Follow myself, Jason804, and Steph at My Red Blush. Visit the website, jasoncurry.net. And more. There's podcasts. There's, the Instagram's crazy in itself.
Jason, I saw you.
Huh?
I saw you on a video with some really big celebrities on like this podcast thing, and you was like, "Yeah, Jason Carey." I'm like, "Ah, that's my Jason!" You know, I'm crazy. I saw you.
What's the date? Dude, I forgot. Oh, that was yesterday. The Black Podcast Awards came off yesterday. I was actually on the Black Podcast Awards yesterday. Totally forgot that as I was busy doing other things, man. So
y'all, J-Boy really big stuff, child. Y'all don't even know. Jason get all humble behind this microphone because he don't really care too much. But let me tell you, in my words myself, J-Boy is popping all over the globe, child, winning awards and things, and like you doing all kind of shows or whatever. So you mentioned J-Boy name, that's a receipt. Yeah.
That's how you
credentials.
Get in. Oh.
That's how you get in. Steph Tiller, J-Boy friend.
Hey, let's keep doing that, man. Let's keep building that up. And there's substance behind the brand, not just a name, and we'll continue to do that. And that's the same with Morning Coffee Swig. Continue to support us all. Hashtag never too much stuff. Hashtag who is Jason Carey? You know what it is, man. We gotta get ready to get out of
Hashtag
here.
never too much stuff is gonna be a brand.
You know what I'm saying? Today, do it big.
Enjoy the taste of life.
Take a drink, take a sip, take a swig, and we out. Have a great Monday, y'all. We out of here.